What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another, as you can see, Team Raw shirt on Monday Night Raw review. And this was a great Monday Night Raw. Magnifico. Magnifico. So, I mean, bro, you guys don't know. But you see the banner, you know what to do. Let's get into it. Let me pause the music. So y'all can hear me. Man, they I mean they realize we're in the home stretch for WrestleMania. So they started off with the Cody Rhodes promo. I think they did some early in the day stuff. But yeah, they started off with Cody Rhodes, and he came out to basically address the awkwardness that is the 2 weeks before WrestleMania. And said that he could say, he came out and said, "What do you want to talk about?" And he said he could say nothing because we're in this awkward stretch. We're in this moment where we don't know what's going to happen. Everything could be unpredictable, and but he did want to address that he wanted everybody to ride with him, and that he knows that this is his final shot at the Roman Reigns, and that he asked the crowd to fight with him, to stand with him, to point at the WrestleMania sign with him. And it's this promo by Cody was so good. It was very good. It was very good. He addressed The Rock. He addressed Roman. He even addressed what Roman said to him on said about him on the Pat McAfee show. Said, "This is who I am." Um, but as he was talking about, after he and the crowd pointed at the WrestleMania sign, The Rock's music would hit, and the crowd went nuts because The Rock was not advertised for this episode of Monday Night Raw. He was not. The Rock was only advertised to be on next week's uh, Monday Night Raw, the go home show for WrestleMania, and he just made an appearance. He did his. I like that now on his Titantron when it switched to Hollywood Rock's theme, it says the final boss on the Titantron. But he would just come out and whisper something in Cody's ear. We don't know what he said, but thanks to people online that could read lips, he said, "Tonight I'm gonna make you bleed." And then when I watched it, or I went back and watched it just to see if that was true, I was like, "Oh, that is what he whispered to him." He really did. He did say, "Tonight I'm gonna make you bleed." That's what he whispered to him. And that was it. I mean, I know I skimmed over a lot, but it's just so much. I didn't want to take up so much time, but it was just so much that went into this promo. This promo lasted about, I would say, maybe 15, 20, maybe 25 minutes. I mean, it was a good chunk. It's Monday Night Raw though; they could afford it. Not Cody Rhodes. The Rock will be interviewed backstage to ask about what he whispered to Cody. To which The Rock says, "Go ask Cody what I said to him." Um, then we got a Judgment Day promo, basically with again getting JD and them getting scolded. This time, not only JD but Dominic getting scolded by them losing, and that mommy just wants them to go actually win something. Just go win something. Now y'all haven't won, so y'all just keep losing to Ricochet. But Dominic assures them that they're gonna beat Ricochet because he got a plan. Which brings us to our first match of the night, which is Ricochet versus JD McDonough. And this was a banger of a first match. Now, the thing I want to paint for you guys is that throughout, nothing was bad throughout this show, including this. Like, at least in my opinion, like There was nothing bad. There was stuff that could have been better, but it wasn't bad. Um, yeah, we got this match where it was a went long though. This was a good 18 minute match itself. But Ricochet, I think they went to almost 3 commercial breaks. Yeah. This was got some good distance on it. It was a good match. Ricochet hitting a standing Spanish fly. We got some real high flying luchador stuff from Ricochet. Uh, but JD McDonough hit the Spanish fly. I'm sorry, JD McDonough hit the Spanish fly on the standing Spanish fly on Ricochet, but Ricochet hit like an inverted Hurricanrana on JD McDonough. But both of them was pulling out some high flying luchador, almost like moves. But in the end, Ricochet would get the victory over JD McDonough, despite Dominic Mysterio helping. Almost looked like it was going to help win the match, but then he get ejected right before the end of the match. It was like the ejection was not really needed. If y'all catch my drift. But then we let me see, did we get another promo? Yep, we did. We got the CM Punk promo, and I'm telling you guys, if you have not seen both the beginning promo with Cody Rhodes and this promo, go check it out. I swear, my explanation I'm about to don't do it justice, but man, this was a great segment. Um, Let me see. CM Punk basically came out and he addressed a lot of things. He addressed that Roman Reigns said something about him on Pat McAfee show as well, and that he said, you know what? One day he said one day soon when I'm coming up that mountain and you coming down that mountain, we're gonna meet and and we're gonna settle that there. He talked about how he talked about The Rock and how The Rock haven't mentioned him, but that The Rock, and it's worth noting too, The Rock and CM Punk and several other, even Cody Rhodes, they all came with that Attitude Era promos, and that's what we needed. And CM Punk was definitely Attitude Era TV 14 promos because none of this, and I mean none of it, was PG-13 at all. But yeah, he talked about The Rock and how The Rock hasn't talked about him, and what he feels why that is. Um, I want to say that I don't want to say, I can't really repeat everything he said, but he said it. He said some non PG-13 stuff about The Rock and about The Rock having mentioned him. He addressed Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre. He addressed Seth Rollins first, then he addressed Drew, which would bring out Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre would tell CM Punk that because CM Punk wanted him to get in the ring because he said, I might not be medically cleared, but I ain't looking for the rest of the match. You get your ass in this ring. He told me, I wish I could say the full sentence of what he said, but he's told me to get his in the ring. Um, and then Drew just went full awesome petty Drew. He he told CM Punk that this was a godsend and that him being in Chicago, him being there in Chicago, and they talking about WrestleMania and saying that this was a godsend because he wanted this. He said, "I would love to get in that ring, but don't you remember the last time when I stumped your arm? Last time we was in the ring together, and I stumped that arm and put you on the shelf." And then he went on to talk about how CM Punk wants to beat him so bad, but he can't because he's going to go to WrestleMania and prove why he's the chosen one and why he deserves to win that. Not only win that title, but hold that title up in front of actual fans and actual live fans in the actual stadium. Um, CM Punk and them they threw some amazing jabs at each other. Um, Seth Rollins would then come out and basically, I did. I forgot Drew because this ties in with what Seth Rollins was going to say. Drew did mention that it says he wanted to be at WrestleMania so bad. Since he said he was going to be at WrestleMania, Drew said, "Why don't you be on commentary? Because it's fitting that you be at WrestleMania to call my greatest moment since you can't actually have one." And Seth Rollins would come out and say that to that notion because everybody's trying to make a decision about what's going on with the match when they're not in it. And he said, since y'all making decisions, why not go all the way and involve my opinion and the crowd's opinion? And Seth Rollins said, what should Seth Rollins do? I mean, what should CM Punk do? Should he be on commentary? Should he be the special guest referee? Well, he said commentary, and then they chanted for him to be on commentary. But then they also chanted for him to be like the referee. And he was like, well, he said, Chicago, I hear you, but I don't know if you noticed, but that's his Connie hand right there. And CM Punk got down and counted the 1, 2, 3 with his other arm. And but then CM Punk said that he wouldn't. He said, to be honest, I wouldn't when I couldn't be referee of your match anyway because I'm not really. I don't think I could be partial by partial, or impartial to any of you. He used some type of cuss word, and to which Punk grabbed the mic and said, "Hey, PG." I'm like, oh, I'm sorry because I'm remembering, and this was just a good promo. Um, and to wrap it up, CM Punk basically said that he's gonna be on commentary. If decision is made, he's gonna be on commentary because he's gonna do something that basically not. He said you talking to Drew McIntyre saying that you couldn't do with your stupid sword and your music and your pyro and you, Seth, that you could do with your stupid clothes and your heels and your wife. He said he couldn't do was make you interesting. And then he told him to play his music, but Drew McIntyre said, "No, you're not even in the match, so you don't get to have the last word." And that he talked about how CM Punk is basically his number one fan, and that he's so obsessed with him, and that he writes letters that I can't wait to be at WrestleMania, your number one fan, Phil. But then he would get super kicked by Seth Rollins and then stumped. But this wouldn't be Seth Rollins or Drew McIntyre's only appearance in the night. They actually got a big night ahead of them. All right. Now that I got that out the way, those are the two longest promos, both Cody Rhodes and this one. So we get to the second match. I know it's hard to believe we in between these two promos we had one match, and this is the second match of the night, which is Ivy Niles versus Candice LeRae, and this was mostly built. This was a singles competition, mostly built to, I guess you could say, further Candice LeRae's heel descent. This time in singles competition with both Indy Hartwell and Maxine at ringside, and I like how Candice LeRae kept trying to get Indy to do some underhanded stuff, but she kept distracting the referee. But Indy was just so indifferent; she didn't know what to do, and that she just hesitated, and she ended up not doing anything throughout all the times that she kept trying to get her involved. But then she would get a roll up. She would get like a heel roll up using the ropes, pin on Ivy Niles, and that was pretty much it. But you could tell that Andy is like really just like fed up and like sick with how Candice LeRae has been going about winning matches lately. Afterwards, we'll get the New Day and DIY promo. With them arguing about their WrestleMania victories and or appearances, and R-Truth being funny, calling DIY DX and saying that he told JBL that they're gonna be on commentary for their match, and then but they have to try to explain to R-Truth that that's not JBL, that's Pat McAfee. So also we got a conversation going on between Paul Heyman and Drew McIntyre in the background. Hmm. But then when we get to the third match, which is the New Day versus DIY, and I forgot to in the Judgment Day promo, Damian Priest did this, earlier. He said that he had a plan to even the playing field for their 6-pack challenge at WrestleMania. I say this because it goes into what happens in this match, which is they had a pretty good match, uh, standard tag team match. It didn't go for long. It went long, but it didn't have like a conclusive ending because of what happened. But it was a standard tag team match. It was pretty good too. Actually, a pretty good match. I won't even say. I'll say that even though I'm not I don't hate the ending. I'm like, dang, I wish we could have actually got a legit ending because this was good. This was good. But we didn't because Judgment Day was caused to DQ by hitting, I think, Tommaso Ciampa was called. They gave DIY the victory via DQ, and they would just decimate basically everybody at ringside, the teams, including R-Truth and The Miz. Um, we didn't get a follow up on that Rock promo from earlier with now interviewing Cody Rhodes, who they asked Cody, what did the Rock say to him? And Cody said that while he won't repeat what he said to him, he said that just say he made a promise that he won't be able to keep. Uh, then we got Gunther backstage promo, basically talking about how about Sammy's remarks that he had at the end of the contract signing, and that he said he was gonna have a response one, but Sammy stormed off like a little like a child. But after having a week to send on it, he said he don't really have a response because he knows just as much as Chad Gable and all the other people know that Sammy can't beat Gunther, and that's even Sammy can't even beat Bronson Reed, and thus we did get with that, we got our next match, which is because he was also an interview about Giovanni's match. We got the next match, which is Andrade versus Giovanni Vinci, and it was supposed to be, I guess, Andrade versus Ivar, but Ivar was not medically cleared, so they had to put Giovanni Vinci into place, and this was a good match. I love watching Andrade work because he's a good old fashioned luchador, and I like some of his move sets that they hit hard. But Giovanni's no slouch either. He held his own. This wasn't a quick match either. Like none of these matches was quick, and if they was quick, I think the only one that was quick was Candice LeRae and Ivy Niles, but that was to tell a story. But this was a good match between the two, with Andrade getting the victory over Giovanni. Um, then we got Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch, with Rhea basically coming out saying that Becky is not giving her the attention. She's being patient, but she's not getting the attention that she deserves or that she should get because Becky is taking all these matches. But Becky Lynch would come out and say that she got her full attention now, and that that she what type of champion is she, because you don't even wrestle on Raw anymore. With Rhea responding that all she gotta do is post a video or a picture online and watch these freaks eat it up. And I'm like, hey, I can't lie. That was beautiful, Rhea. What you did at that live show was beautiful. They even talk about that throughout the commentary too, about what Rhea did on the live show. And I mean, Rhea, I mean, come on, we need more of that. But anyway, I'm focused. They would get Rhea would mention Becky's daughter, by saying that she's like a cockroach, because they was talking about survival or what it takes to be in this game on the long haul, and she said you're like a cockroach, but I'm not gonna kill you. not gonna take it that far because I want you to be at home on the couch with your daughter, as she calls me mommy. But Becky warned her that was her one free shot, that she mentioned her daughter again, that she would end her, and that she doesn't understand what it is. It might be a joke to her, but it ain't a joke. It ain't a joke to Becky, because Becky didn't even get father didn't even get to meet her daughter, but she knows that her father would be proud of her with the mom, at how at the mom she is. Um, they would bicker back and forth. This would cause Dominic to get involved, where he would get punched and a brawl would ensue, with the referees having to break it up. Then we got a backstage promo, which is part one, and then another two-parter with Sami Zayn and Chad Gable, was with Chad giving Sami some words of advice about not letting Gunther get in his head. Uh, then we will get the next match, which is Sami Zayn versus Bronson Reed. With this being a good match between a small man, big man. Um, but Gunther would come out and play mind games with Sammy, causing Sammy to lose the match to Bronson Reed. But this was a good match. Even Bronson Reed even got busted open. By no means just because I cut it short, just because of time. But don't means this definitely was a good match between the two. But with Gunther's mind game, Sammy did get the Bronson Reed got the victory. Jay Uso will cut a promo next, basically talking about how Shinsuke is overlooking him, and that he's not going to turn anything into a nightmare, and that he's going to beat Shinsuke Nakamura. And he get ready to say yeet, but then he stops and he looks to his right or left, depending on. Okay, it looked like he was looking to his right, but anyway, Solo and Jimmy will come into frame, showing that they presence are there on Monday Night Raw. Um, we did get Sammy and Chad part two, with Chad telling Sammy that this is what Gunther does. He gets in your head. He plays these mind games with you, but you gotta this what it is. I know you're tough. You show me your resilience. You're one of the best competitors that I've been in the ring with, but it's more than that. It's more than about being just the best in that ring. It's also a mental game when it comes to Gunther, and that if you need a different approach, and this is a different approach that you want, then come talk to me. And it looks like Sammy and Chad is gonna be cooking up something. While we gotta peep at Andrade and Dominic Mysterio in the background. Then we get the main event, and before Jay went out for to do his intro, Seth would tell him that him and Cody got his back, because something ain't right with him with Solo and Jimmy being there. They feel like something's coming, and something was coming. But yeah, we get the main event, which is Jay Uso versus Shinsuke Nakamura, which was a great main event. By no means, it was a great main event, and they went back and forth. They were back and forth, good match. They at the point, but this is when the match, this is when that feeling that Seth had would come into fruition, because at the certain moment where both Jay and Shinsuke was down, Jimmy and Solo would come to the crowd and it looked like they get ready to attack Jay, with Cody and Seth coming to the ring and basically fighting them off. But before Seth could finish off Solo, Drew would come out and basically future shot DDT Seth, with Cody and Jimmy fighting in the back. Jay would hit a spear on Shinsuke Nakamura to get the victory, but that is not all. So we go into the back, and not Solo, but Jimmy and Cody are fighting, and they brawling. Cody gets the best of Jimmy. Solo gets involved and tries to attack Cody, but Cody would fend off Solo, but he would get attacked by the final boss himself, The Rock. And The Rock would just beat the hell out of Cody, and while talking trash, all the way out to Cody's private bus, to a private tour bus, where he would eventually get busted open. And Ross said, "Oh, look at this! prophecy fulfilled. And meanwhile, I skim on the fact that during this trash talk, The Rock is cutting a promo that's very TV 14, very it was so much TV 14 that it got people talking about how Monday Night Raw is going to be when it comes to moving over to Netflix. People suspect that it's going to be TV 14 on Netflix. But yeah, the Rock will take out his belt, bro. Cody's blood on it, and tell Mama Rose, "This is what I got for you as a prophecy fulfilled." And he ended the show by having the camera watch a bloody Cody Rhodes. This Monday Night Raw was awesome. It was awesome, and I try to keep it under 20 minutes, but it's just so much that happened on this. Uh, I'm going to give Monday Night Raw a 8.5 out of 10 big ups because this was a very good Monday Night Raw. I enjoyed it. Uh, I mean, it's none of this was bad. I don't have nothing bad to say about it. So with that being said, I enjoyed everything. But if you enjoyed, you know what to do. You hit this button right here for all of my WWE reviews. And if you enjoy the video so much you want to support the show, you know what to do. Hit those buttons like the banner says. And as always, hit any one of these videos for more of my amazing content, but don't go anywhere because I got more for you guys. Peace, love. And before I go, you know we gotta hit you with some music again. I'll you know, we gotta hit you with that music. Love you guys. Peace.